So this method not only makes it easier to use your deformers, but it also gives you better results when you're posing out your character. So let's say we have this character here and we want to raise his shoulders. Normally, lots of people just kind of show our deformers, grab these points individually, and move them up. Take these pecs, grab the individual points, and move them to where we want them. But the result doesn't look that great. It takes a long time, especially if there's a lot of details in your rig. But this is a much better option. With animation checked, we can step up through our hierarchy and kind of select what we want to move. So if you press Show Controls, you'll notice that all these deformer points pop up. Now in our tool properties, I want to focus on these two tools. This button right here allows us to select multiple deformation points at once. So we can kind of group select them and move things around. Right away, this kind of keeps things together as we move them. So if we want to raise this shoulder, I can group select all of these points. And now the second tool, this button over here, it kind of brings this box up with a pivot point. So we can move this pivot point around and kind of manipulate these points just like we were using pegs. So we can kind of skew the points up here, just like that. So immediately it looks better and it took less time. Now we just need to adjust a few other points and we can do the same thing on the other side. With these tools still selected, we can grab what we want. We can move our pivot point to where we want it and adjust our deformation points. Then we go in, do some smaller tweaks, and we have a nicer pose that took us a lot less time to get. So now the problem is I don't want to have this bounding box all the time, especially when I select individual points, right? It kind of gets in the way. Sometimes it's useful, but sometimes I don't want to see it. So a good strategy for this is to assign a hotkey to each of these tools. So let's do that right now. For the control selection mode, let's go to Edit, Keyboard Shortcuts, and let's search that name here, Control Selection Mode. You'll see that there already is a shortcut, Control E. So we're good there. I press Control E, you'll see this is toggling on and off. And that's super, super useful. How about for mixed manipulation? Edit, Keyboard Shortcuts, Mixed Manipulation Mode, that's down here. You'll see there is no shortcut assigned, so let's make one of our own, okay? So we'll click here, I'll press my shortcut. Since the other one was Control E, I'll press Alt E. You can press any one you want. So click, press the shortcut. The following action has the same shortcut key, Eraser tool, in the drawing mode category. So this is already assigned to something. I don't really use this eraser tool too much, so I'm gonna replace it. So just be careful when you're playing around with different shortcut keys. But as long as it's a tool you don't use too much, I don't see a problem with replacing a default shortcut key with a custom one. Okay, so let's press OK. And then right away, you can see it's a lot faster. I can press Show My Deformers, press Control E to select all of them. I press Alt E, and this pops up right now, and I can move this around. Now if I just want to select one point, and I don't want to see this, I can press Alt E again, and there you go. It is a lot faster and really easy to integrate into your workflow. So this is kind of a better example of when you would use something like this, because this character is a lot more complex, right? There are a lot more pieces that we have to keep track of. If we can use these tools to kind of group select things that we want, it's very easy for us to adjust the poses that we want. Quick lesson today, guys, but I really think this method, especially creating shortcuts for those two tools, really helps improve the poses and helps you pose your characters quicker. Not to mention, it's a lot easier to keep your character on model instead of adjusting every single individual deformer piece. And that's kind of how you lose control of your character's volumes and their scale and things like that. So these tools are a little bit older, but let me know if you guys use them in your workflow. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.